Hey everybody, HMV here, playing more Rimworld, and just to make sure that we're all up to speed on what's been going on here, Hermione is bedridden. She was shot up by bad guys. Albert has also been shot up by bad guys, and he's also malnourished, but at least he can walk. Kaylee has also been shot up by bad guys and lost her gun. And Forex is relatively fine. Except, of course, the whole being blind thing. And as we left off last time, a Muffalo had gone insane and is attacking us. Alright, let's do this. I hope Kaylee has time to get that SMG and Albert has a long run to the barn to get his sword. Nope, no way he's gonna make it. It's kiting duty for you, buddy. Hermione can walk again, which is nice, but Kaylee, get down there and shoot. Actually, get inside. Where is it going? Okay, Kaylee, get down there and shoot. What are you doing going inside? And Albert, why aren't you kiting? Oh, that's why. Okay, we've been here before. There is no way out of the room to the north, so Albert can't kite up there while Kaylee shoots. Well, he can, but it's just a bad idea that I'm going to do. Oh, never mind, he's down. Kaylee? Okay, it's down. Albert's no worse off than he was before. It's probably good he was softened up by the raid, and so he went down so quickly. I turn his bed into a hospital bed and make Kaylee put him in it instead of going to play chess. And I have Forex butcher that Muffalo when she gets up. Hey, free meat and hide is always appreciated. And where are you going now? Oh, a random dead turkey. I didn't clear your priorities. Okay, get on with it. I'll clear them when you get back. Things go moderately peacefully through the night. Kaylee plays doctor with Albert and Hermione. I mean, she tends to them like a doctor. Get your mind out of the gutter. 0% tend quality. Great job, Kaylee. With extra heating needed in the winter and an ever-expanding base, I figure we're going to need more power, so I decide to build another water wheel, and Kaylee researches gun turrets. I decide to start building wheels near the base on the far side of the river and run power across the bridge. And then I figure it's time to put up a turret or two as we get hit with an actual good event, a psychic soothe. We're out of steel and low on components for the wheel and the turret, so I queue up some mining. Also, it's about time we started using electric lights. I don't need light in the bedrooms, but I want them in the hospital, for some reason. I also want electric heat in the bedrooms that don't have it, and we get a caravan request. 150 human leather for a power claw. That would be awesome, but sorry, we don't butcher people for their skins. Anymore. Okay, I know we're all hurt, but this rice has been sitting out all episode. I manually queue up a few haul orders, but really that's not a permanent solution. Really what I want is someone to haul with a bit more urgency, and really the person who could most easily do that is Kaylee. She already does cleaning before researching, so I just make her haul before researching as well. The next morning, we get another caravan request. 9 button-down shirts for a rifle and a prosthetic arm. Not too shabby. Sadly, it's back up at Chessbrad, which is just a pain to get to, especially in winter. With a 17-day time limit, I hate to say it, but I think we're going to have to pass. Nobody needs an arm, but man, a charge rifle would be amazing this early in the game. After a day of hauling stuff around, there is still rice left in the field. I make Hermione grab it before it rots away. And we get yet another pregnant alpaca. I decide it's time to expand our central living space a bit, as I want room for a manager's desk from the Colony Manager mod. And of course, eventually I'll want a pool table or a card table. I get Albert to move the heater out of the way and put the manager's desk right next to the research table. I figure about 200 wood in our stockpiles at all times should be fine, for now. Ah, a fire. No, just keep sleeping, no problem. No, seriously, get out there. After that, Albert and Hermione chill out on the banks of the river and watch the sunrise. Okay, back to work. Our walls are granite, so I order up some mining of that, if it's needed. And slate, as that's what we're making the floors out of. But we don't need as much, so I put it at 200 or so. And finally, a bit of hunting. Not too much, just enough to keep meat in the freezer. Herd animals that don't explode, thank you. I set these all up to manage once a day, and then we get a raid. Tedomela, those guys again. Okay, 4 guys with guns and 1 with a knife. Thankfully, they're preparing, which gives us a chance to prepare ourselves. First, I move the turret to where it can be of use. And then I add some sandbags. And some traps where I hope they'll try to take cover. And I hate to say it, but Forex needs to join in on this one. And Albert needs his sword back. Before we can get all the traps down, though, they attack. I do let Albert finish the sandbags. I said I let Albert finish the sandbags. Their melee guy comes at Hermione, so Albert steps in. I'm about to move Hermione out of the way when the attacker goes down. Now for the hard part. Oh, hi Forex, glad you could join us. Just get up there and shoot that way. Oh, did you see that sniper shot from Hermione? Albert runs through enemy and friendly fire. And attacks one of their guys from the flank. And when he goes down, his friends run. And they left 2 people behind. One who's dead in 7 hours, but is a gourmand. And another who's great at construction and doesn't have too many bad traits. So Latch loses her clothes. And Hermione, who's dying in 8 hours, gets to go to the hospital. And Kaylee, who's dead in 6 hours, does as well. Okay, I didn't quite realize how bad off we were here. Forex, you strip Latch and then capture Wally. Albert, you've got much more important work to do. Ah, Wally's dead in 3 hours. Wasn't he fine a second ago? He's a medical emergency, but we have to prioritize our own. Kaylee gets up for some reason, so I send her over to try to patch up Wally, with no medicine. But he dies, and Kaylee's obviously shaken up by it. That's actually a fairly new change in Rimworld. Prisoners are guilty for a period of time after they're caught, so you don't get mood hits from them dying if you execute them or you can't save them right away. Our body pile is full, so I make it a bit bigger. Kaylee's in pain and decides to destroy one of our lungs. No, Kaylee, no. Hermione, stop her. Of course, she fights back, but Hermione puts her in her place. And apparently manages to also give her an infection. Don't mess with Hermione. Okay, Hermione, be the better person and rescue Kaylee. And Albert, get up and make sure she doesn't die from that infection. A bulk goods trader stops by, so I send Kaylee out to trade. We've got 2 male alpacas, so I sell the older one. I also sell them all my junk and buy all their components. I figure it's time for a second turret back where we put the original first turret, and we get a prisoner rescue quest. Itoska is a 53-year-old sheriff. No, thank you. Seconds later, we get a call from a 48-year-old medieval minstrel. Sorry, babe. Somehow, in all this, we managed to accrue almost 200 granite. So, I extend the wall. And the traders leave us a gift. 4 components. Which is weird because we bought all of their components. Oh well, free components. Kaylee's a major break risk. She's in intense pain. Oh, and a group of mad raccoons are descending upon us. One of them's right on top of us, so I get Forex to spray bullets at it while Albert kites and Kaylee shoots with, hopefully, a bit more precision. 6 total raccoons, and I think they're all affected. Albert's kiting doesn't work that well, but no bigs. Kaylee takes it down. But there's another one to the south. Albert, begin Operation Raccoon Kiting 2.0. No, it turned on Forex. For anybody who's counting, Kaylee got 2 of these so far. Oh, and Hermione's up. You mind helping out down here, Hermione? I let Forix and Albert go. Forix heads right to the infirmary as more raccoons approach from the east. Hermione's arrow bagged that one. Now it's 2-1 Kaylee. The turret warns us of the 4th raccoon, and the 5th is not too far behind. And Kaylee bags it. And they just can't seem to hit this 5th one. And it's barreling right down on them. Albert, if you would. Okay, I've watched this footage multiple times, like Kevin Costner in JFK, and I cannot tell if that was Kaylee or the turret. All I can tell is that the raccoon went back and to the left. Back and to the left. But what I do know it was the 5th raccoon. And there are 6. But the 6th one is all chill, so no problems there. And hey, free raccoon meat and hide. And as the sun sets, we get a refugee being chased. All we know about Beverly is that she's 28 years old and being chased by 5 thrashers, whatever a thrasher is. So, do we roll the dice? Yes. I mean, what if she's a doctor? She's not a doctor, but what if she had been? She's good at construction and art, and she knows when to take her pants off. She definitely could have been worse. Okay, so, Hermione's hurt, but not too bad. Forix is blind. Albert's fine. And Kaylee could be better, but at least she's up and about. So, I draft Kaylee and put her in the panic room. Beverly is garbage at shooting and melee, so I guess she gets a gun. A good revolver, sounds good to me. Beverly's pathing over the bridge, so I figure the bad guys will as well. So I decide to make Albert move our turret to the shore to cover that bridge. And I put the alpacas in the barn. And here they are, 5 thrashers. Oh, that's not so bad. 3 pimp canes, a knife, and a club. However, I think I'd feel better if we had Hermione out there. Beverly is barely outpacing them, and Albert gets the turret in place just in time. Just in time to make a stand on the bridge. My thought is that he'd keep them in range of the turret, and anybody who gets past him will have Hermione and Kaylee to deal with. This doesn't work out as well as I'd hoped, and I instead make him run. And then, of course, he goes down. Beverly is busy getting dressed while we defend her life. Screw that, get out there. The panic room is not doing its job in the slightest. And neither is Beverly. Get up there, girl. In fairly quick succession, Kaylee, the turret, and Kaylee again take out 3 guys. One's already down and the last one flees. I let him go and rescue Albert, who's beaten up but in no actual danger. I forgot about that turret. Shog here didn't actually die, but he's a psycho cannibal with no medical skills, so we just take his clothes instead. Beverly needs a bed, so I make the jail a temporary room for her and leave the other bed as a medical bed. This is less than ideal, of course, so I get on her new room right away. Well, when we've completed 100 other tasks at least. And Albert gets an infection. Our new recruit is actually the best doctor other than Albert, so I get her on fixing him up right away. Beverly then immediately goes out and starts hunting muffalos. Probably not the best use of a skill 3 shooter, but hey, it got results. Then Kaylee decides to eat her pain away. That's fine, girl, do what you gotta do. Albert's infection is at 22%, but his immunity is already at 25%, so I figure he'll be fine. However, the infection is in his lung, and we were going to replace it anyway. And we do now have a slightly better doctor in the colony. All right, Beverly, you're up. Ah, she needs to be level 5. Okay, fine. She is close to 5, so hopefully soon. I also take the time to set up Beverly's work priorities. She'll be our other #1 doctor, construct primarily, and do any art projects we happen to... Oh no, Albert's throwing a tantrum. Oh my god, he just destroyed that lung. It's like he knew we were going to finally do a surgery and then we couldn't. Albert, don't you know destroying the lung isn't actually making anything better? Yeah, you sit there and think about what you did. Then clean this room. Oh, medical emergency on Albert. Gee, do you think it's maybe a lung or something? His infection is at 82 and his immunity is at 89, so he'll be fine with one more tending, which we can do now. It's not even spring yet, but I figure it won't hurt to allow sowing in the fields. They'll get to it as soon as it's nice enough out, which apparently is now. Nice. The automatic management mod is queuing up the natural wall for the dead body pile, and that wall is way too small anyway, so I make a proper, real wall for it. Beverly's unhappily nude because she's still not wearing any pants. And the only pants in storage are too tattered to wear. But the tailoring bench thinks that there are 2 pairs of pants somewhere that are fine. I check, and sure enough, it's set for 50% and up. Did Look Everywhere change, or do I have some mod installed that does this? I swear it didn't used to count things that were out of stockpiles. But apparently it's counting them now. Sure enough, here's a perfectly good pair of cloth pants. And here's a second pair, so it is counting them. Well, Bevs, put those pants on. As Beverly brings her second Muffalo kill in for slaughter, I start to think that maybe hauling isn't a high enough priority. Still. But we have so many priorities right now, not the least of which is that we're taking a lot of hits in raids. So let's get some more turrets, shall we? Poor Beverly got the job of mining around the dead body pile. I make her do all of it, so she's the only one who has to get the dead body mood hit. Ooh, 5 rotting corpses and 3 regular ones. Sorry, girl. We get a solar flare, which means a lot of tasks can't be done, which means we finally get to do some hauling, but it also means someone is idle. Forex. Oops, I forgot to unrestrict her after the raid. Sorry about that, Forex. Now, get to work. I start to think about defense a bit more. There is a great natural kill box just waiting to be built right here. Then, if I could force people to ford the river here, we could have a lot of time to shoot them while they're out in the open. The only question is, can I bridge this area? Yes. Yes, I can. Ooh, flak armor. I quickly throw up 2 orders for a flak vest and flak pants. I don't do the jacket because I like dusters or parkas better. But for those, I'll need cotton. And for cotton, I'll need another growing zone, and I just so happen to never mind. All hands on deck, toxic fallout. Okay, last time we got a toxic fallout, we were able to bail. That's not really an option anymore. We, however, are very unprepared for something of this magnitude. Okay, toxic fallout checklist. First and foremost, you need to be able to grow food inside, and you need an inside in which to grow the food. Good news, I have one of those 2 things. Now, to make the other. I need 2 or 3 grow bulbs in our fertile soil, and then I also need to wall it off. I opt for 2 only. I set up a 3rd over the other grow zone, but don't really expect at this point to use it, at least not right away. First, we need to protect what we have. And we of course have no steel to even build the lamps, so Albert, get out there. Actually, everybody get out there. Okay, now, I want walls around the grow zones. I use the planning tool to draw where they have to go, and an ibex self-tames. I don't have time for this. Just get inside, we'll slaughter you when we can, okay? I decide to link the rooms. They're around that vent, so they'll stay warm even if it cools down outside. And we have 199 wood. It's not a lot, but it's what we have the most of. Except steel, and I'm not making walls out of steel. So, wood it is. And of course, we need power. Traders come by, and I cue Kaylee to talk to them after whatever important task she's doing right now, and that task apparently is sleep. I let her sleep because it's gonna be a busy day. And then we trade. They don't have anything we want to buy, but they do want to buy a lot of our stuff, including the alpacas. I hate to do it, but times might get tough, and I just don't want to have to feed them. I think it's appropriate that they joined us for one toxic fallout and leave us on the next. Okay, back to work. nobody's building the walls and Hermione's wasting time replanting dying crops, so I turn off sowing. And we're out of wood, so I crank up the choppy orders. And Beverly finishes off those final walls and gets the roof up. And we're saved. And if you actually believe that, you've not tried to survive a toxic fallout yet. We are far from saved as those lights suck up a ton of power. The smelter is already off, but I turn off all the other devices as well to try to get enough power to the second grow bulb. Even with the heaters off, it's still not coming on. There's plenty of power, what the heck? Oh, cargo pods. 10 meals. Barely worth it, but worth it. I queue up 3 more water wheels so we don't have to worry about powering everything. And as everybody goes to bed on day 2 of the toxic fallout, I check our health. Albert and Hermione are minor, but Kaylee's already up to moderate. Okay, Kaylee, you have to stay inside for now. Beverly and Forix are fine so far, but from now on I'm going to be watching this, and anybody who gets to moderate has to stay inside. I don't even want them that far along, but we have too much that still needs done. We work through the day and boomalopes start dying. And exploding. And a transport pod crashes. Raymond, an enemy chef with no medical skills and incapable of doing anything that actually needs done. Sorry, Raymond, can't spare the food. And that night, I have to send Albert inside. And Beverly. Only Hermione and Forix can go out. And it doesn't help, though, because Beverly gets cancer. It's in her liver. At least we can get her a new liver. The second grow lamp is still not lit. We need 2,900 watts, but only have 2,391. We're so close. Oh, and somehow those 2 power lines got canceled. Ugh. I forbid construction on the outer water mills just so they'll concentrate on the nearest one. We get the power line down and are just short of having power for that lamp. And it's nighttime, so time for another health check. Kaylee is cleared for outside work. And the next morning, both grow lamps light. Kaylee hides in her room because she's sick. Seems pretty reasonable, actually. I find that if it's windy during the day, or if it's night at all, I can turn on the workbenches so Hermione can do some crafting. Plate armor. Hopefully Albert will wear it instead of that wooden garbage he keeps going back to. And as we do the final health check for the episode, I'm going to cut out here. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I'm HMV and I will, as always, talk at you later.